Good morning, everyone. I hope you are feeling great today and ready to learn something new, because in today's episode, we are going to talk about something very practical and very powerful, your morning routine, and how you can use it to improve your English, even if you are a complete beginner.
Many English learners think they need a lot of time, special classes, or expensive courses to improve their English. But the truth is, you can make real progress just by using small moments in your daily life, especially in the morning.
Exactly. The morning is one of the best times to learn because your mind is fresh, your energy is higher, and you can start your day with focus and positivity, and even just 10 to 15 minutes of simple English practice in the morning can slowly build your confidence and improve your speaking, listening, and vocabulary.
And the best part is, this routine is very easy to follow. It doesn't require anything complicated, and anyone can do it, no matter where you are or how busy your life is.
So, if you are a beginner and you sometimes feel confused about how to practice English every day, don't worry, because today we are going to guide you step by step with a simple and effective morning routine that you can start using from tomorrow.
Yes, and by the end of this episode, you will have a clear plan, simple ideas, and the motivation you need to take action and build a strong English learning habit.
So stay with us, relax, and enjoy this episode because your journey to better English can start with just one simple morning routine.
Let's get started. Before we jump into the routine, let's talk about something very important. Why is the morning actually the best time to learn English?
Many learners don't think about this, but the time you choose to study can really affect how well you learn. And the morning has some very powerful advantages. The morning actually the best time to learn English?
Exactly. First of all, in the morning, your brain is fresh and relaxed because you have just woken up from sleep, and your mind is not full of stress, problems, or too many thoughts, so it becomes much easier to focus and understand new words and sentences.
Yes, and when your brain is fresh, you can remember things more easily. So even if you study for just a short time, like 10 or 15 minutes, you may learn more than studying for 1 hour when you are tired later in the day.
That's very true. Another important reason is that the morning is usually quiet, with fewer distractions, so you are less likely to be interrupted by your phone, social media, or other people, and this helps you stay focused on your English practice.
Right. And there's also something very powerful about starting your day with a good habit, because when you practice English in the morning, you feel productive, motivated, and confident, and that positive feeling can stay with you for the rest of the day.
I like that point because it's not just about learning English, it's also about building discipline. And when you repeat a small habit every morning, it becomes a natural part of your life.
Exactly. And many beginners think they need to study a lot to improve, but the truth is, small daily practice is much more effective than studying once in a while, and the morning is the perfect time to build that consistency.
So, if you want to improve your English faster and in a more natural way, the best thing you can do is to start your day with a simple English routine.
And don't worry, it doesn't have to be long or difficult, because in the next part, we're going to show you the first simple step that you can start doing from tomorrow morning.
Let's move on to step 1. All right, let's begin with the first and one of the most powerful steps in your morning routine, thinking in English as soon as you wake up.
Yes, this step is very simple, but it can make a huge difference, especially for beginners who want to start using English naturally in their daily life.
Exactly. Many learners spend a lot of time studying grammar and vocabulary, but they still think in their native language and then try to translate everything into English. And this makes speaking slow and difficult.
That's right. And this is why thinking in English is so important, because it helps your brain get used to the language, and over time you will start understanding and speaking more naturally without translating.
So here's what you can do. When you wake up in the morning, before you check your phone or start your day, take a few minutes and try to think in simple English sentences.
For example, you can say things in your mind like, I feel sleepy. I need to get up. Today is going to be a good day. Or I will practice my English today.
Yes, and remember, your sentences don't need to be perfect, and your grammar doesn't have to be 100% correct, because the goal here is not perfection. The goal is practice and building a habit.
Exactly. And if you don't know many words, that's completely okay. You can start with very simple words and short sentences, and slowly, day by day, your vocabulary will grow.
Another helpful idea is to describe what you are doing, even in your mind, like I am brushing my teeth, I am drinking water, or I am getting dressed.
Yes, and if you feel comfortable, you can even say these sentences out loud, because speaking will make your learning even stronger and help you build confidence.
This step may feel a little strange in the beginning, but don't worry, that's completely normal, because your brain is learning something new.
And the more you practice, the more natural it will feel, until one day you will realize that thinking in English has become a normal part of your daily life.
So, tomorrow morning, try this simple step. Wake up, take a few minutes, and start thinking in English.
And now, let's move to the next step, where you will train your ears with a simple listening activity.
All right, now let's move on to step 2. One of the most important parts of learning any language, listening.
Yes, listening is very powerful, especially for beginners, because before you can speak English well, you need to hear how the language sounds in real life.
Exactly. And the good news is, you don't need a long time for this step, because just 5 minutes of focused listening every morning can really improve your understanding and pronunciation.
That's right. So, after you wake up and spend a few minutes thinking in English, the next step is to listen to a short English audio, like a simple podcast, a short YouTube video, or even a basic English conversation.
And remember, you don't need to understand every single word, because that's a common mistake many learners make. They try to understand everything, and then they feel frustrated.
Yes. Instead, just focus on the general meaning. Try to catch a few familiar words, and pay attention to how the speaker pronounces words and sentences.
Another great technique is to listen and then repeat what you hear, even if it's just 1 or 2 sentences, because this helps you improve both your listening and your speaking at the same time.
Exactly. This is sometimes called listen and repeat, and it's very effective for building confidence and improving your accent naturally.
You can also listen to the same short audio every day for a few days, because repetition helps your brain understand better and remember new words more easily.
Yes, and over time, you will notice that you start understanding more without trying too hard, and your ears will become more familiar with English sounds and rhythm.
So keep it simple. Just 5 minutes every morning. Choose something easy. Listen carefully. And try to repeat a few sentences.
And now that you've trained your ears, it's time to use your voice in the next step.
Let's move on to step 3. Now let's move on to step 3. This is where many learners feel nervous, but it is one of the most important steps. Speaking out loud. Let's move on to step 3. Now let's move on to step 3. This is where many learners feel nervous, but it is one of the most important steps. Speaking out loud.
Yes, A lot of beginners are afraid to speak because they think their English is not good enough, or they are worried about making mistakes. But the truth is, speaking is the only way to become a confident speaker.
Exactly. And remember, you don't need a partner for this step because you can practice speaking by yourself anytime and anywhere.
That's right. After your listening practice, take a few minutes and start speaking out loud in English, even if your sentences are very simple.
For example, you can describe what you are doing, like, I am drinking tea, I am getting ready for my day, or today I will go to work or school.
Yes, and you can also talk about your plans, your feelings, or even what you listened to in the previous step, using your own words.
And don't worry about grammar mistakes or pronunciation problems, because at this stage, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to build confidence and get comfortable using your voice.
Exactly. And the more you speak, the easier it becomes. And slowly, you will start speaking more naturally without thinking too much.
If you want to improve faster, you can stand in front of a mirror and speak, or record your voice on your phone and listen to it later.
Yes, that's a great idea, because it helps you notice your mistakes and track your progress over time.
So remember, even just a few minutes of speaking out loud every morning can make a big difference in your confidence and fluency.
And now that you've used your voice, let's move to the next step, where you will grow your vocabulary in a simple and effective way.
Let's go to step 4. All right, now let's move on to step 4. Learning new words, but in a very simple and smart way.
Yes, many beginners try to learn too many words in one day, and that can be confusing and stressful. So instead, we recommend learning just 3 to 5 new words every morning.
Exactly, because learning a small number of words is easier, more practical, and much better for long-term memory.
So here's what you can do. Choose simple and useful words that you can use in your daily life, like breakfast, work, study, happy, or tired.
And don't just read the words. Try to use them in your own sentences, like I eat breakfast at 8 a.m., or I feel happy today.
Yes, this is very important, because when you use words in sentences, you understand them better and remember them longer.
You can also repeat the words a few times, write them in a notebook, or even say them out loud to improve your pronunciation.
Exactly, and if you review these words later in the day, your learning will become even stronger.
So keep it simple. Just 3 to 5 words every morning. Use them, repeat them, and make them part of your daily English.
And now, let's move to the next step, where you will practice reading in a quick and easy way.
Let's go to step 5. All right, now let's move on to step 5. Quick reading practice, which is a very simple but powerful way to improve your English every morning.
Yes, and the key word here is quick, because you don't need to read for a long time. Just a short paragraph or a small dialogue is enough to help you improve.
Exactly. And this step helps you in many ways. It improves your vocabulary, your sentence structure, and most importantly, your pronunciation when you read out loud.
That's right. So what you can do is choose an easy English text, something at your level, like a beginner story, a short conversation, or even a few sentences from your English learning book.
And here's the important part. Don't just read silently. Try to read out loud, because when you read aloud, you train your mouth to produce English sounds correctly.
Yes, and at the same time, you also train your brain to connect words with sounds, which makes speaking much easier in the future.
If you find a difficult word, don't stop for too long. Just try your best, keep going, and focus on the flow of the sentence.
Exactly, and you can also read the same text again the next day, because repetition will help you read more smoothly and with more confidence.
Even just 5 minutes of reading every morning can slowly improve your fluency and make you more comfortable with English.
So keep it simple. Choose an easy text, read it out loud, and enjoy the process.
And now that you've practiced reading, it's time to see how English is used in a real-life conversation.
Let's move on to our practice conversation.
All right, now it's time for a simple real-life conversation, so you can see how to use English in your morning routine.
Yes, and remember, this conversation is very simple and perfect for beginners, so listen carefully and try to repeat after us.
Good morning, Julia. How are you today?
Good morning, Jason. I'm doing well, thank you. I feel a little sleepy, but I'm ready to start my day. How about you?
I'm feeling great today. I woke up early and practiced my English for a few minutes.
That's nice. What did you do?
First, I thought in English while I was in bed, and then I listened to a short podcast.
That sounds like a great routine. Did you practice speaking too?
Yes, I did. I spoke out loud and talked about my plans for today.
Very good. I also learned a few new words this morning and read a short paragraph.
Small steps like these can really improve your English over time.
Exactly. The most important thing is to practice every day, even if it's just for a short time.
That was a simple conversation, but as you can see, it uses very common and useful sentences.
Yes, and you can practice this conversation at home, repeat it, or even change some sentences to make your own version.
The more you practice, the more confident you will become.
And now, let's talk about some common mistakes you should avoid.
Before we continue, let's talk about some common mistakes that many beginners make when they try to follow a morning English routine.
Yes, and the first mistake is trying to do too much at once, because some learners feel excited and try to study for 1 or 2 hours, learn many words, and practice everything perfectly in one day.
Exactly. And that usually doesn't work, because it becomes tiring and difficult to continue. So after a few days, they stop completely.
That's why it's much better to keep your routine short and simple and focus on doing it every day, instead of doing a lot only once in a while.
Another common mistake is being afraid of making mistakes, especially when speaking, and this fear can stop you from practicing.
Yes, but mistakes are a normal part of learning, and every time you make a mistake, you are actually improving and getting closer to fluency.
And one more mistake is not being consistent, because learning English is not about one day or 1 week. It's about daily practice over time.
Exactly, so remember, keep it simple, don't be afraid of mistakes, and most importantly, practice every day.
If you avoid these mistakes, your progress will be much faster and more natural.
And now, let's move to some motivation and mindset tips to help you stay on track.
Let's go! Now, let's talk about something very important: your mindset. Because learning English is not only about techniques, it is also about how you think every day.
Yes, Jason. Many beginners lose motivation because they expect fast results. But English improvement is a slow process, and that's completely normal.
Exactly. You should not compare yourself with fluent speakers. Instead, compare yourself with who you were yesterday. Even a small improvement is still progress.
And remember, consistency is more powerful than motivation. You may not feel motivated every morning, but if you still do your routine, even for 10 minutes, you are building a strong habit.
That's right. Think of English like exercise for your brain. The more you practice, the stronger it becomes over time.
And don't be afraid of slow progress. Every word you learn, every sentence you speak, and every mistake you make is part of your journey to fluency.
So stay patient, stay consistent, and trust the process. Your future English skills are being built every single morning.
And now, let's quickly summarize everything we learned today.
Let's finish strong. All right, let's quickly summarize today's episode. We talked about a simple morning routine to improve your English as a beginner.
Yes, and we learned 5 easy steps. First, think in English when you wake up. Second, do a short 5-minute listening practice. Third, speak out loud and describe your morning. Fourth, learn 3 to 5 new words. And fifth, do a quick reading practice.
Exactly. And the most important message is this. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You just need to do it consistently, every single day.
Even 10 to 15 minutes every morning can slowly build your confidence, improve your fluency, and help you start thinking in English naturally.
So don't wait for the perfect time. Start small, stay consistent, and trust your progress.
And remember, every expert was once a beginner, so your journey is just beginning, and you are already moving in the right direction.
Keep practicing, and you will see results.
Let's move to our final call to action.
All right, we've come to the end of today's episode, and we really hope this morning routine will help you start improving your English in a simple and practical way.
Yes, and now it's your turn. Don't just listen, take action. Starting from tomorrow morning, try even just 1 or 2 steps from today's routine and build from there. Like this video and share it with a friend who is also learning English, because learning together makes the journey easier and more fun.
And we would love to hear from you in the comments. Tell us which morning habit you are going to start first.
Yes, your feedback and practice mean a lot, and they help us create even better lessons for you.
Keep practicing, stay consistent, and we'll see you in the next episode.